Hello, everybody. Welcome to Distilled, Brewed, and Reviewed. My name is John. This is my sipping den. I'll tell you, I don't do all my videos down here, but I do a lot of them because when I'm done reviewing stuff, I love nothing more than to sit in one of these big leather chairs over here and enjoy finishing up on whatever I reviewed. And what do I review here? Everything that has anything to do with coffee and alcohol. So if you like coffee, wines, bourbons, whatever you like, beers, I do it here. And I've put a playlist together which I challenge you to please check out. Check out those categories, and I think you'll be spending some time in there. I got an interesting one thing. I want to do this for you. How are we going to make, okay, first off, Keurig machines. Okay, we're not going to uninvent them. I don't think we should uninvent them. We're not going to put that genie back in the bottle. How are we going to improve them? What is wrong with them? And how do we improve? What can we do to make that coffee better? And I'm going to tell you in this video, I'm going to tell you what's wrong and if we can fix it, how to fix it to get you the best cup of coffee you can get out of a Keurig machine. All right. So number one, how does Keurig make coffee? Well, for example, if you use some pour over methods and you put the grinds in on top of a carafe to catch it, you put them in, say, a funnel, a metal funnel with holes where the water can get out. You put your amount of coffee in there, and then you take some hot water and you gently put it around the whole, surface of those grinds, and it, by gravity, slowly goes down through the grinds and extracts the flavor. What a Keurig does, they don't use gravity. They take an air pump, they pump the water up, and then shoot it into the pod. Pokes a hole in both sides and it shoots the water in with a little bit of pressure. Now, not enough pressure to extract flavor like you would, not near enough to get like an espresso, just enough to get it in there and to speed up the process. Well, when you do that, two things happen. There is a way, and we'll go over it later on this a little bit, to get some of the sweetness out of a coffee, right? There's sweetness, it's a plant, there's sugars, there's sweetness in it. But when you do it like that, not only do you not get the sweetness, but when you condense the time that you're extracting the coffee, you are actually getting bitterness out. All right. Not much we're going to be able to do about that, but just telling you how it's not the best cup, but we're going to make it better on some of these. Secondly, there's not enough coffee. Now, there is something called the Specialty Coffee Association. And then there's what most, I hate to say experts, people who judge coffee and people who make and roast coffee suggest that you use amount of coffee ratio to water. Generally, it is 2 tablespoons of coffee grinds to 6 ounces of water. You can change that. Some do 4, some do 8 ounces of water, some do 4, depending on your preference. But we're going to go with 6. Now, Keurig machines have 3, mine does, selections. They have a 12 ounce, they have an 8 ounce, and they have a 6 ounce. Mine does. In a pod, generally, there will be 2 tablespoons of finely ground coffee. So the first thing you want to do is certainly not use the 12 ounce or even the 8 ounces, to use the smallest amount. That's the number one thing that we're going to do here. We're going to use the smallest amount. And if you need 12 ounces of coffee, you just use 2 pods. You're going to get a lot more flavor, right? This isn't going to be perfect, but I got other tricks. This is just the beginning. It's just number one, less water. We talked about the grinds being fine. They're too fine. The temperature. Now, for an ideal cup of coffee, to extract the proper amount of flavor out of it, all right? Between 195 and 205 degrees. Now, there was a lawsuit y'all might be familiar with, where a lady had a cup of coffee from McDonald's. She put it on her dashboard, drove off, it spilt on her lap, gave her severe burns. She sued, said it was too hot. McDonald's now does not serve their coffee at the proper temperature, and neither does Curic, probably for the same reason. Plus, maybe it's, I don't know, dangerous to heat it up that much in a plastic thing. All I know is 195 to 205, and Curic's about 190. Temperature. So it's not hot enough to really extract the flavors out of it. That's a problem. Secondly, this is an important one. This one we can fix. Curic is in an airtight container. This is airtight. Okay. It's airtight. When coffee is freshly roasted, it will off-gas carbon dioxide for about 2 weeks. That actually protects the coffee. It keeps it from going stale. It actually preserves it. That is why when you get it like in a bag like this, freshly roasted, you've all seen this little thing right there, the holes, allows the gas to escape. Now, a lot of people, ooh, and it does smell unbelievable, and that's a cool thing to do, but that's not really why it's there. It's not there for you to smell it. You can smell it, there's nothing wrong with it. It's there to let the gas out so the bag don't blow up. Well, what are we going to do here? This thing's going to blow up. Well, no problem. We'll just let it go stale. We'll let it go. We have to. We're going to let that sit until it goes stale, until there's no gas, and then, and only then, are we going to put it in this capsule so it don't blow up. That's a problem. We're going to fix that. And I want to point out, and then who knows how long, that's when it's put in and shipped. Now it could sit at your grocery store for years. Who knows? Especially if they fill stuff when it goes from the front and they don't take everything off, put the fresh stuff on the back. I mean, this stuff can be real old. That is a problem. And finally, did you know that in coffee in Curic cups, I took this one apart for you. There's filters in there. That's a paper filter, all right? That goes right in the old K-cup. Take your K-cup apart. You're going to notice that filter in there. Filters filter out oil. Oil's fat. Fat's flavor. The oil's taking out essential oils, or the filters taking, the paper filters soaking out essential oils, which is killing your flavor. We're going to fix that too. Is there anything else? Oh, it is very expensive, by the way, per ounce to get these. Very expensive. It's actually cheaper to get this. So let's start talking about how we're going to fix and make a better cup of coffee. For one, and I want to say this, when I do get coffee, when I order it online and they take your order and they roast your beans and then they send it right to your house, I smell that coffee outside in the mailbox with the breeze and everything else from about 3 feet away. Okay, there is nothing like fresh roasted. And you can get it to where you get your own grinder and grind it, the beans, to a medium coarse, or you can get it ground. They'll freshly grind it and send it right to your house. So that's number one. You get that fresh coffee, all right there. It's going to be unbelievable. Smell that and open up a Keurig cup and smell it. Yeah. Number two, how do we fix some of these things? Well, first of all, we do the proper grinds. Now, I said it was too fine, all right? They'll send it to you for drip coffee makers and stuff like that with a medium grind, not that fine powder. Or you do your own if you have your own machine. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stick it in here, all right? We're going to buy one of these and put the coffee in. And then the water's going to come through these little things here, and it's going to fan out from a little bit of pressure, and it's going to evenly soak. It's not just going to have a hole where it just goes in. It's going to evenly soak the coffee and give you better extraction. And you're going to have the finer coffee in here, see? And you could fill it up, and there could be a little more than the 2 tablespoons, right? Fill it up real nice. And then we're going to put it on the 6 ounces. So now we've got one of these, very inexpensive. We've got the 6 ounce setting. And we've got fresh coffee. That, my friends, and we have no paper filter. See, the filter is metal. That alone, and not more expensive in the long run, it's not, is going to fix a lot of your problems. And it's night and day. If you do that compared to this, it is night and day. It's not perfect, but I just made your Curic pretty damn good. Now in the next video, because we don't keep this thing too long, I will get a Curic cup and I'll get one made with this, right? And we're going to compare them. I'll compare them and tell you the difference. But there's a big difference. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything here. We did the water. We did the fact that there's a filter. The old coffee, the temperature's too low. The grinds are too fine. You can fix a lot of those. There's not enough coffee for the amount of water a lot of people are using. And some put less than 2 tablespoons, all right? Keurig, if you weigh these, they're all different weights, and they're never going to be more. So that's pretty much it. I think I covered it all. So happy coffee drinking. Let me know what you think. And you know what? Beautiful about this channel? I got some coffee drinkers on here, right? Hell yeah. People who watch this channel, a lot of them are new and they don't know too much. They're here to learn, but some of them do. And they'll give some other tips maybe that I don't think of right now in the comments. So it's learning. It's fun. Let's do it. Let's try it. Tell me what you think. I'll see you on the next one. The next one I'm going to do here in a minute, I'm going to make the 2 cups of coffee and we're going to compare the difference.